Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. This is a new ad that came out from a PAC. Oh, I guess you'd call it a Trump PAC. I mean, it's not from a campaign committee. Not sure what PAC it is, but it is definitely a Republican PAC. Anti-Biden PAC. Not going to make any illusions that it's not. But this is one of the most scathing ads politically I've ever seen. And I'll be 65 this November. And it is pretty bad. It's very bad. And it's well put together. It's blunt. It's to the point. Let's watch it, and then we'll talk a little at the end. I'm not going to interrupt it. It's about 1 minute and 20-odd seconds long. It's not long, so just watch it and let me know what you think in the comments. Let's watch.
America is back.
Highest inflation rate in the U.S. is a pump.
Southern border is collapsing. Climb of COVID infections.
We amplify our power. We summoned a new strength.
This is a recruitment ad.
Should we be embarrassed?
Diplomacy is back.
Now the Taliban are back.
Kabul is not in an imminent threat environment.
The likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
They own the whole country now, the Taliban.
The Taliban are now in complete control of Afghanistan.
Complete chaos.
How did President Biden get this so wrong?
Well, first of all, the mission hasn't failed yet.
If this isn't failure, what does failure look like exactly?
Biden, you destroyed not Afghanistan, but the world!
I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated.
Do I bear responsibility? Zero responsibility.
China is ready for friendly relations with the Taliban.
Feel like they're gonna open the door and they're the Taliban and they're gonna come in and kill us.
Slow down, everybody.
We have to ask the Taliban for permission for American citizens to leave. True or not true?
They are in control.
I can't think of anyone better to lead this operation than
They're just chanting death to
And
America.
you call yourself the president?
Now, I don't know what to say. I could get on my high horse and scream and holler and Biden this, Biden that, and, you know, people might not like this. Save America, President Donald Trump. Paid for by the Save America PAC and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. It's a dark time. And the darkness happened quick. I thought as COVID, and there'll be different strains that'll come along. Eventually it'll be gone. But the way it's been used by the mainstream media, social media, the progressive Democrats and leftists has caused great harm to our country. And now these failures, as they try to hold on to power by their fingernails, is now causing damage throughout the world. Controlling the Asian continent, and in a sense, controls the world. The NATO countries now, European countries, are scared crapless. They are. NATO has to be on alert. Good thing that they've been reinforced with men, equipment, updated equipment, all because Trump raised hell that they weren't paying their fair share. And when that money came in, they used it to upgrade the NATO defenses. Now everything hangs in the balance. China's moving in to the Asian that part of Asia? Is Russia going to invade Ukraine? Is China going to take back, or they think take back, Taiwan? Are the Japanese, South Koreans, the Vietnamese going to help Taiwan? Is the Americans going to help Taiwan? We have, theoretically, over 10,000 Americans, and they are stranded, Jen Psaki, in Afghanistan. If you can't get them out right now, they're stranded. Doesn't mean they're going to be stranded forever. You play these word games like it's a joke, like it's a game. It's always been a game to you. Now you're seeing the brutality of real life sometimes is hard to see. And God knows what's really going on that we're not seeing on video. Now, luckily, or unluckily, depending on how you look at it, these videos are getting out. Technology has advanced a lot in the last 20 years since we first entered Afghanistan. I believe it was called Enduring Freedom. Wasn't enduring, and it certainly isn't freedom. 3 of the world's superpowers over the last century plus have tried to, I'll call it, normalize Afghanistan, for lack of a better word. And they all failed. Not just failed miserably. British failed miserably and got wiped out. I believe the story goes that there were 15,000 British troops, and all of them were killed but one. They wanted one to go back and tell the horror story, because back then, of course, there wasn't the technology as today with pictures and video. Then the Russians, of course, went in, couldn't control Afghanistan either. And it was the collapse of the Soviet Empire. It was on edge anyway. That just put them over the edge. And here we are. Between the COVID pandemic, and we're just printing out money like it's nothing, causing huge inflation. Our currency, the most valuable in the world, is losing its value rapidly, which means American savings and retirement funds will be decimated. That's not even including the misery and death that's going to come from this. Yes, a pullout of Afghanistan was always going to leave behind a vacuum that was going to be filled by bad guys. But this is the inherent flaw of all progressives and leftists, and even most Democrats, who I was my whole life. Like I said, I'll be 65 this November. I left the party in 2013. I used to be a local elected Democrat in a city council seat in upstate New York, and I saw the party was going in the wrong direction, but never thought, never, they would be this bad. But their fundamental flaw, the fundamental flaw in all these progressives and leftists is one thing, that deep down inside, human beings are inherently good. And given the choice, will always do the right thing. That is wrong. It's always been wrong. It will always be wrong. Human nature cannot be changed. And the founding fathers in the United States knew that. And they put in a system on that premise. Anybody that knows me longer than a week knows my most used phrase I use everywhere is people suck. Some just suck a lot more than others. And that's the premise that the progressives and leftists just can't wrap their head around. And so here we are. Folks, we are only 6 months in to the Biden administration presidency. He won't last the whole 4 years, of course. But I want you to think of this for a moment. All of you sane, not the whack job progressives and leftists that are just tribalists and just cult members. The independents in the middle and the few moderate Democrats that are left, and I used to be one, the few that are left, the 10, 15% of the Democrat Party that are still moderate and reasonable, the old school liberals that believed in free speech. I'm talking to you now. What are you going to do? Is it your fault this happened? Yeah, it is. When you elected Joe Biden, it was almost certain this would happen. Did you do it on purpose? Of course not. Your hatred for Donald Trump and your dislike for Donald Trump at best caused this. Okay. You made a mistake. You made a huge mistake. You made a mistake that's going to affect millions of people around the world. Am I beating you up about this? No. I've made huge mistakes in my life as well. And you do the best you can. You admit that you screwed up. And you hope and pray that you use your judgment and never make that mistake again. You'll make other mistakes, but don't ever make that mistake again. So when you're voting in the next 2, 3, 4 years, you old school Democrats, take stock in the fact that your party has been taken over by lunatic cult members, progressives and leftists. The Democrat Party of John Kennedy is dead. I'm hoping that when the Democrat Party does crash and burn, that it picks itself up, cleans itself up, and becomes a major constructive party again. Because I believe in 2 major constructive parties are better than what we have now for certain. And the Republicans out there that are dancing joyfully, don't dance so joyfully. Because the fact that the only reason why you're winning is because of the fact that you're not Democrats. That's not enough. You've got to have policies and practices that the American people will stand behind. We suck too, but they suck even worse. It's not a very good campaign strategy. Republicans, this is an opportunity, if you play your cards right, to do some enormous good for millions of people in America and tens of millions around the world. Stop the uniparty nonsense. Republicans' principles are pretty much etched in stone. Free speech, Second Amendment, fair markets, open markets, free enterprise. Stop with the deals with the corporations. And let the founding fathers' dream and foundation of this country, let it breathe and let it expand and let it live on. This is a turning point for our country. The Democrats are finished. The damage they're going to cause is going to take years to recover from. But folks, the Republicans hold the key to all of this, and the independents. Let's take a breath and try to start over. I've started over many times in my life. I've been homeless 3 times. And many of you out there have had bad experiences in life as well. You pick yourself up, it's hard, and you move on, and you do better. Republicans, this is your chance to really and truly save the republic. Think about this for a moment. I'll leave you with this thought. We're only 6 months in to this presidency. We have 36 more months to go. It's going to be a hell of a ride, and you better hold on tight, because only the strongest, the ones that believe in the founding documents and the Constitution, in the end, will make it through. Stop throwing stones. Stop pointing fingers. Stop saying we're not them, that's why we're better. You're better because you are better. And explain to the American people why you are better, not that you suck less than the Democrats. That's not going to work anymore, and it achieves nothing. So give this video a lot of thought. Watch it again if you like. It's very powerful. And we'll see if the Republicans and the independents become the adults in the room. Time will tell. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.